Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here for yet another final. It's finally came round. The 2024 VP4 Virtual Cowboy World Championship between Cobra from England and Hugh Plonker Rodney from England. We'll be calling him Rodney from here on in. And it's a race to 4 racks. It goes at the top of the hour. They'll have the lag for the break. And who's going to make the first move? As you can see, Hugh Plonker Rodney had the high run of 92, then he topped that with a 94, and then Cobra has come up with a 95. So those are the two high runs for the event. And is one of them today going to pull out all the stops and do a clean run of 101? It'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to watch it live. Big ask to be able to do it, but I think these two guys in the whole of the tournament have been the two that are capable of doing it. Rodney had that semi-final win over Monster, but it was actually, of the matches that I've watched him, it was his poorest performance. He wasn't scoring as heavily, which allowed Monster to stay in it for the most part. And I mean, 3-1 is a bit of a flattering score, I think, to Rodney in that semi-final, but he's going to have to up his game today. I would imagine Cobra is going to be at his high standard. We all expect that. So the question's going to be asked of Rodney. Is he going to put Cobra under pressure? He has got the game to do it, we've seen it, but he does make the odd mistake. Potting out a sequence, not getting a ball to a pocket, not getting a cue ball to a ball. He's struggled sometimes with his pace. So we'll see if he gets that right today. He has been getting a fair bit of practice in the lobby. I don't know whether Cobra's been doing that offline. I've certainly not seen Cobra doing a great deal of practice online. He's in a room at the moment, obviously, warming up. So we will see. And we have the Virtual Snooker World Championships going on, which brings me round to the sad news this afternoon that the former 6 times world snooker champion Ray Reardon from Wales has passed away at the age of 91. Now, the significance of this to me is that he was the player that got me into snooker when I started watching snooker. I think he won his last world title, I think it was 78, and I started watching snooker at the Crucible when the World Championships moved there, I think in 1977. And I think 78 was Ray Reardon's last World Championship final, which gave him 6 wins in the event. And Ray Reardon, of course, and the players of that era were playing a different game to what they do nowadays. It's much more attacking. Safety was a big part of your game in snooker in those days, and that's why he won the world title 6 times. He had a very strong safety game, tactical genius. He was. There you go. He's the title holder of that one. So it is sad news today to see him pass away, but he's in the history books. Steve Davis matched that, but in that era of snooker, he was the man to beat. So he was. So commiserations to his family. Right, we're about to go. We're at the top of the hour, and the room is up. We will get in, and we will have the lag for the break. Cobra's in. We're waiting on Rodney arriving. Now, I didn't even look to see if Rodney was in a room or even online. I presume he is. I mean, let's have a look. There he is. So off we go. Now this could be a long one, depending on the pace of these two players, because they play at a steady pace. And you can see straight away that Rodney's not got the pace again. He was well short in the lag. So hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. And I suppose the goal for either of these two players is to try and beat their high run for the event as well. But that probably won't bother them so much. It's about winning at the end of the day. Cobra playing the draw. And when he pots this one ball, he's not going to be sitting too good for a carom. So he's going to have to do something with the cue ball here. This is not good shape. Welcome to Fast Eddie. We've got, well, I'm in YouTube, so there's 6 viewers in there. Nobody's saying a word except Fast Eddie. But welcome everybody. Well, Cobra did get shape. Now, if he can get to this 3 ball without a lot of hamper with a 5, he's going to have to dig in here to get this cue ball out of there. He looks as if he's going forward and behind the 1 ball. No, he is digging in. He had to get the cue ball out. Now, this can't go straight, or he's dead in the water, and he's actually landed good. That was a little bit tricky there. Just threatened to go wrong. So Cobra will be looking to make his mark right off the bat here. And of course, when you're doing something like that, it sends a message to your opponent that if you're going to win this, you're going to have to be on your game and score when you get that opportunity. Well, one priority is getting up top on this 5 ball. And it'll give him a choice of 2 shots depending on how the cue ball finishes. He would certainly like to get that 3 ball out of there. It's a dangerous shot though. He's got the force follow to the 1, but the 3's a big target. He looks as if he's going for the 1. And that 5 ball, watch the cue ball, and there's a disaster. So the first big blunder of the game from Cobra. The force follow, he hit it half ball wrong side, and he's gone in off, and the replay's still working. So now the shoe's in the other foot. Cobra's blundered on his first visit to the table, and Rodney's going to be playing this 3 ball. Big target to hit it. He doesn't want to blast this, he just wants to roll onto it because he's got the 1 as backup, and if he knocks the 3 in, that's fine. Now, likewise for Rodney, he can get a hold of this 1 ball and get up into the middle of the table. No, he doesn't need to go right up into the middle of the table, but he doesn't want to be running into the 5 for a start. He's just trying to get out the kitchen, I would imagine. And you see, that's a bit too strong, too much juice. Yeah, I looked at his profile pic. It's a poor quality picture, by the way. I was going to use it, but I didn't like the quality of the picture. But I must admit, I didn't burst out laughing. I thought it was something seriously funny. I'm glad some people find it funny. I don't. It's just when you actually download the picture, the quality's so bad. It's a very low res picture, so I didn't use it. Well, suddenly, uh, in the meantime, Cobra finds himself back at the table. So Rodney's failed as well, only scoring 9. So Cobra's immediately on a redemption here, trying to make up for that first big mistake. Now he needs the 5 ball to stay in play because he's gone too far above the 3. And I think he wants to cut this 5, but he wants to shape the cue ball in between the 1 and the 3. So it's a big area to get the cue ball, but he wants to run up that direction, and he hasn't. Now he's in the dangerous territory again here, but I think he'll make sure the pace is right, that he's not gonna play the sucker scratch. Now the 5 ball's dead in the water where it's sitting. So he can nip this 1 ball in, stay in the kitchen below the 1 and get that 5 ball out of there. That's fairly simple. Oh dear, another big blunder from Cobra. He's taking his eye off the ball, trying to hold the cue ball there to get the line to that 5. And you'd never see him miss a 1 ball like that, but he's done it again. And that's another to the count. That's 2 so far. Well, this is no good though. So Cobra getting a bit distracted by the positional shot there, trying to get the good line for when that 1 ball was going to spot, and he forgot to pot the 1. Well, Rodney, you didn't make the most of the first opportunity you had. Admittedly, he's not got good position here. He's going to have to jab this in, and he's overdone it. Got too much juice in the cue ball, and another fail from Rodney. So they're looking to bed themselves in and find their feet here, because it's a bit messy to start with here. I'm going to have to take my top off. I'm boiling. Maybe having a warm cup of coffee 5 minutes before I started the stream didn't help. I'm just going to take my top off. Now that's much better. Well, the way they've started in this first rack, none of the 2 of these guys are going to get their high run. They're not going to beat that tonight. But there's a long, long way to go. And another disaster. Always tricky with the thin edge. Very tricky to judge. And straight into the top left-hand corner. So, Cobra's off the hook again. Now, as I've said before, and I was saying this about Rodney earlier in the tournament, sooner or later, one of these guys is going to kick into gear. And it's just, I think it's a toss of a coin as to who it's going to be. Because we've got mistakes galore here already. And one of them is going to find their feet. And that is probably what's just going to make up the difference here in this first rack. Of course, at this time of the evening, some of my viewers who would watch this final may well be watching the golf. And bear in mind, Troon is only about 5 miles as a crow flies from me. They've got a fair bit of heavy rain there. We've got, we've had rain here and it's damp, but we haven't had anything heavy. But at least the wind has died down, and it's allowing the golfers to score a little bit. So some guys might be watching a bit of the golf. Quite a few might actually be at dinner as well. So I'm expecting maybe a few more to drop by. They know there's a long way to go. Well, I've lost track of days now where my PC has run. I know it's boring to listen to me, but it's like I said before, it's like having a brand new computer with all the pain and heartache and frustration that I've had. I've lost track of days now. I'm not counting them anymore. Everything's running a dream. I've got XSplit Broadcaster working again, and that's probably why also my XSplit Broadcaster was struggling. It was hanging up at times as well, because it was using so much processing power, and turns out that the power settings that my PC had were what was getting drained away. And now XSplit Broadcaster is running like a dream. The PC's running like a dream. I'm boring people to death, gloating over the fact that it's running like a dream, but you have no idea what a relief that has been. But at least I didn't have the blue screen of death like many millions of other PCs. Thank God for that. None of us get that carry on. All these IT workers are working overtime. You think of some of the businesses around the world where there's office after office with computers in it and a guy sitting at them, and all these IT guys from the IT department in each company are going to be working from now till God knows when, booting these computers to safe mode, messing about with all the crap, having to probably reboot it 2 or 3 times. It'll be weeks and weeks before these systems are up and running, and unless they employ people to come in and get it done for them, employ a big team. Absolute nightmare. Well, has Cobra found his feet? Well, if I was Cobra, I'd be potting the 1 ball, because I'd want to draw off that 5 and get into the 3, and I think he's seen sense there. He's going. Well, I was going to say he's just running a bit too far. He's fine though. And just another bit of gaming news. No Man's Sky has had yet another update. A very major update. I've had a little look at it. The clouds are completely different. The water texture now, they actually have waves. The weather on planets will affect the oceans, and you can get big, huge waves. And there's loads of people doing live streams on No Man's Sky, because this major update is a huge change to the game. And different technologies have been added, different life forms have been added, different plants have been added. They've actually probably used some of the technology that they have added to the game with this update, the technology that they've found and started using in Light No Fire, which is Hello Games' project that they've been doing in the background for a number of years. And you may or may not have seen videos of it, but it's going to be one big planet rather than No Man's Sky, where it's got absolutely trillions of planets and galaxies. This is going to be one planet, and if you're on that planet, you're on it with anybody else who's playing the game at the time, and you can go anywhere on it. Still might, I mean, it might still be a year or two away. I don't know. That's the thing we don't know, is how far this game is down the line. But it's quite a bit down the line when you see the promo video that they did for it. So I'm looking forward to that now that I've got a stable computer. Well, Cobra's moved on to 47, and luckily for him, it was him that found his gear. It could have been either or, but it looks like Cobra. But of course, those 47 points count for nothing until you're finished at the table. That's what you've got. That's what you've potentially got. But until you end up safe, they don't count for anything on that scoreboard. Welcome to Jose. Good evening. Oh, now that was a little bit dicey. Very, very close to that middle knuckle there. Well, an easy force follow. Nice and gentle though. Doesn't want to catch that 3-ball top side or he'll scratch. And made sure of that. But now he needs to watch this cue ball. So the 5-ball's obviously going to spot. Problem is, he's going to have to run this cue ball 3 rails here to get up above the 5-ball if he's going to play 5 to 3. Well, he's actually keeping it tight in the left. So this is dodgy. Whenever you're playing a carom at this angle, this is dangerous. Because this can easily swipe across. But he's played it well. Could easily have swiped off the edge of that 5 again. A possible scratch in the side. So he's not sitting particularly good at the moment. The 3 is going way up table. So this is going to be a long distance carom with the run at the moment on 63. And I think he's just double checking the table to make sure he's at the right end of the table, because that's a mistake that I make as well by not remembering what end of the table I'm looking at. Well, he's given himself a shot at it, but these are not easy at distance, because I keep saying how this cue ball can open up if you just, if you go a pixel the wrong side, the cue ball can open up a lot more than you think, and suddenly you're past the 3-ball. But he's again played that well. 1 ball now, of course, is dead. It's isolated on its own. And he's going to have to do something pretty soon. Especially now that he's on the brink of 90. This looks good. So he's on 89. He'll be trying to... He's got to get the pace to get the cue ball to get to the 5. But he wants this 3-ball to gather up here. Well, he'll... well, I'm not sure whether he's going to play the little draw off the 5 or off the 3. I think he can get away with the 3-ball. So the run is 73. He's on 90. And whatever happens here, if Rodney does get to the table, he's going to have his work cut out. Well, the run ends on 74. So now Rodney knows where he stands. He's going to have to pull out a big one here, if you pardon the expression. And likewise for him, having the one ball down in this rail is no good. It's going to be a struggle unless he can carom this 5 and somehow bump that one, or the cue ball drops down onto the rail for the 1. And this is no good. He's going to need a good pot on this 3 ball. He can't see the 5. No jump cues, of course. So whatever pocket he chooses, it's tough. And problem is, if this cue ball goes around 2 rails, if he misses this pot, he doesn't want it to come up next to this 5 ball. Oh, he could squeeze it past. I didn't think he could get it past that. Well, that's a bonus. So now he's looking for the thin edge to bump the 5. He was thinking about it. I mean, it's a reasonable line to play the thin, the cut along the rail on the 1 and bump the 5. And at least it would get that 1 ball into play. He needs it. And he's not judged it. And of course, also, in doing that, he's potted a 1. Cobra's got an easy start. He might not be sitting too good, though, after he plays this shot. Yeah, this is going to be hard work here. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I'm going 3 rails off the 3 ball down to the 5. That's what I'm doing. He looks as if he's trying to draw in off this 1, off the rail and into the 5. Again, difficult to judge. Those aren't shots you play every day. So Rodney's got another visit. And the table's a lot better than what it was. But to start putting a score together a little more rapidly, he needs that 5 ball on its spot. This is not great either. Yeah, this is... well, he's going to pot the 5 here, I think. He looks as if he's going left side to hit the 1, but if he pots the 5, he can go for it. Yes, he can. That'll do. Well, if you're going to be a champion, you've got to beat the champions. And this really will show what Rodney's made of. Because he's in a situation here where, as you always are in Cowboy, when you've got a chance at the table, you can stick a run together at the right time. He could steal this off Cobra. That's always a possibility, no matter who's playing. If you have a good day, maybe a wee bit of luck here and there. Well, he might be hampered with that. 3 for the 5. Force him into taking the 1. Yes, he's right over the top of it. This is dodgy. Yeah, he's recovered well. But he's got he's got to go to the short rail and back up and bump the one, because I think he's got to hope this 5 ball goes behind the one if he's going forward here. Well, and that's the problem. And disaster. Disaster again. At the wrong time for Rodney. Look at that. It just brushed the one away, and in goes the cue ball. Oh dear. Well, Cobra can play a similar shot here. Overcut the 5. And around the 2 rails into the 3. He's always, you've got to look at the angle and make sure you're overcutting the 5. Oh, he just caught the edge. Now it's a dangerous one to go thin off the 3 and back over to the 5. He's got a 2 or 3 railer to that 5 ball, which if he gets the inside line, he's hitting the 5 ball on its right side as we look. So he has 2 choices of shots here. This is a more dangerous one, but he's playing it at such a pace that he's making sure he's not got enough to get to the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he'd not enough to get to the ball either. So Rodney, well, again, he's on a redemption mission. So we've had our fair share of errors here. And Rodney's the one that wants to cut as many of them out as he can right now to try and get back in this. Well, this is another testy carom at an awkward angle. How much of that 5 ball do you need to take? Probably about half of it to actually roll to that 1 ball. This is, it's nothing to do with spin, it's just how much of the 5 ball you take. Well, he's got a fairly straight in 5 ball, and he should be just following this up the table, I would imagine. Or does he want to hold it for the 1-3 or 5-3? So yeah, that's not a great angle either. He's got to play the 5-3. Well, he can immediately deal with the 3 ball here if he just comes through to hold the line for that 5-3 again. Doesn't want it to be too narrow. Well, he's going to play 5-1, and that's by far the more comfortable shot. There's a right time to make a move and then the wrong time. Doesn't want the 5 ball to block the path here. And he's fine. So he's now got a very good scoring opportunity here. He's got things under control. 5 balls handy. And he's going to have a fairly straightforward follow-up here as well. Now again, the word of warning for a player like Rodney, who has made errors arithmetically, and he's also made errors in sequence. He's going to be concentrating so hard on what he's doing here, and this is no good, or is it? Can he get the thin edge in that one? This looks decidedly dodgy. Yeah, he's going to have to play a recovery shot here. Yeah, if he keeps the run going and it gets to the nitty gritty, he doesn't want to play out a sequence when he comes down to the wire. He doesn't want to overscore. He's got to be paying attention to that, because it'd be painful to watch. Well, now he's back in control. He's recovered. Cue ball wants to run into the gap between the 5 and the 3 here. So that's why he's took the 3 instead. That could very well have ended up in a disaster there as well. But all is good. The run is 43. He's 31 points behind. I've now got the hiccups. I'll take a drink this time and try and get rid of them. And that's the other secret to putting the run together. Whenever you're getting sort of out of shape, it's that vital recovery shot that you need to execute. Well, now he's got a decision to make. Does he pot the 5 and leave a long carom? Does he pot the 1 and set up a carom from the 1 to the 5? Looks as if he's made his mind up. Oh, that's no good. He's going to have to go thin. And this is not difficult, though. I mean, this is a big target, this 1 ball. He's just going to go thin and let it roll onto it. Well, he's potted it as well. Has he still got a backup? Yes, he does. Now, can he run down into the kitchen off this 5? That's the question. And yes, he can as well. So all is good at the moment. They're going to be pretty much on their spots. That just needs to slow up. It's opening up too much. I think he's fine though. He's got the choice, 5 to 3 or 1 to 5. And he's back in business again. Now this is where he has to get the focus going and keep an eye on that scoreboard. You've got to keep his wits about them even more at this stage. Concentration can really be a killer in this game. You're so focused on getting the shape, potting the ball, and then you completely lose track of what's happening upstairs in the HUD. So that now takes him to 84, and he's going to be at odds here. So that's why he's looking at the 5 rather than potting the 3. But of course, leaving the 3 there when he's on the brink of the caroms is not great. Now, ideally, if he could hit this on the right side of the 5 ball, I don't think he can though, because it'd be far too thin. That takes him to 90. The run is 70. And now, does he play safe? Or does he try something heroic here? I mean, this 5 ball is going to be running around the angles here if he's trying to draw to the 3. And he's missed it. And he's left nothing simple, which is a bonus. So a very good response from Rodney. He needed it. He's in the game. And Cobra's under pressure now because he's got nothing simple to get him started here. And the worry for Cobra is in his execution of a shot here, if he doesn't get it, what is he going to leave set up here for Rodney? But he's got the hit. Sigh relief by Cobra for that. And it's still not simple. It's a long force follow onto this 5-ball. I don't think he's got any other alternative here, but these are tough. Oh, it's opened up, but he's just got the hit. Where's the one going? And the 1-ball's in a dodgy position. I mean, he can try. Can he overcut the 3? That's dangerous looking. To try and bump the 5. I think he's scared to do something that's pushing this 3 towards a pocket. Yeah, he sort of half-heartedly went for that, but what has he left? Well, I'll tell you something. He's left a simple carom to start Rodney off. Now, that 1-ball, I mean, it's so dangerous to put a ball near that. The odds are you're going to send it nearer the pocket. And Rodney's already struggling here. He can overcut the 5. He's got to miss the double kiss to try and come across and get the 3. So he's got to miss that 5-ball coming back. Oh, he could play the draw. That's even better. I thought he was playing the overcut there, but he was lined up. He could play the draw, so that's a wee bit of a bonus. And he's looking at this one. There's more room at the top side of the 1 than there is on the right side of the 1. But if you put a cue ball near that, and that's very well done. He's got the 1 out of there. Okay, he's not sitting pretty, but he's only 3 points behind. He's got a 2-railer to get the back of the 5. And again, I think maybe he doesn't like the angle, but it's about how much of the 1-ball you take. He's going the other way, 2 rails. I think long rail, short rail, back of the 1. And again, very well played. And he's set up. He's got to watch the pace. Doesn't want to hit this too hard. This cue ball should just be rolling out to the 5. He's not going to be sitting great though, but it's the safest way to play it. Well, he's trying to run and spin to it, but that's what happens when you start running a ball. Another huge mistake from Rodney. And that could cost him severely. Well, the mistakes are happening at the wrong time for Rodney. Let's have a look at this. This is thin, but you can get it. 2 rails again. Oh, it's just coming above. So Rodney lives again. Well, the 3 to the 1 is very dangerous. That's all I'm saying. But he's got to go for it. And again, he's played it right, but look what he almost done again. Almost potted the 3, so the 3-ball's dead. And I think now this could be quite a drag because neither of these 2 players would be inclined to get that 3-ball spotted at an opportunity. It's going to drag on for that reason. So Rodney back to within 5, and everything's at distance here. So to any latecomers or any new viewers, this is the Virtual Pool 4 Virtual Cowboy Championship of 2024. Well, this time it's Cobra that's made the blunder. Look at that. A huge blunder, so far out of line with the cue ball there. He's ran straight onto the 3. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the 2024 Virtual Cowboy World Championship on the 10-foot table. Race to 4 racks. Cobra being the current holder, having won it last year. And Rodney being somebody who's come out of the woods that we've never seen before, but has gone all the way to the final. Well, this is a 2-in-1 shot that I would play. Going off the 5 onto the 3. If I miss the 3, I'm aiming for the 1. And these players don't do stuff like that because, again, the cardinal sin is running the cue ball. But I would have played the 2-in-1 shot there off the 5 onto the side rail to hit the 3. If I miss it, I've got a chance of hitting that 1. But at least with that 3 ball going in, all the balls are in play. Admittedly, not sitting good. Well, did he get enough? Did he get enough bottom in English on that cue ball there to open it up? Clearly he didn't. But now he's killed the 5 ball. Well, I'd never seen you plonker, Rodney, until that name signed up for the tournament. In fact, was that not the guy that Steve took out the tournament? And then he insisted in signing up? I think it was. Well, look at what Cobra's got here on 97. And he's going to play the draw onto the 1. But in doing that, he's going to separate everything. If he's trying to draw from the 1 to the 3, that's dodgy looking. Because he's going to end up banking the 1. It's not bad though. He can go to the rail, bump the 1 on 99, and this is game shot here if he can have the outshot off this 1, provided he gets the hit on it, that is. Well, this isn't perfect. By no means. He can thin cut it and try and come across to this corner. He can try and stun it, but it looks very tight to stun that into this nearest corner. We'll see if he can do it, but this for the first rack. Yeah, because it was always going to take a chunk of the rail there. Well, now we're going to have a battle here because Rodney's got an easy safety in terms of blocking the pocket with a 5 ball as it is. But every time Cobra comes to the table, he's going to have a multi-rail outshot available to him down at this bottom end of the table. Rodney's going to try and thin edge this to the 3. Well, Rodney's odds are not good, but if ever he's not sitting good, he's just got to play safe on that 1 ball and keep it over by the 5 ball in that area, thereby blocking that pocket. and stopping the outshot there, forcing Cobra having to produce something. He's trying to play the snooker. He hasn't quite got there. But Cobra can overcut the one and choose this pocket for the outshot. That's the shot. He hasn't chosen it yet. We'll soon find out, but that's the one I'd be playing. Overcut the one and come down here into this bottom right. Well, he's trying to do something acrobatic here. This is a huge stun draw. It was never going to happen. I am very surprised that Cobra didn't play, for me, the easier shot, which is, go to the rail and run the cue ball down to the corner. Oh, I thought he'd missed that there. Now, this 3-ball needs a little nudge, and it's just got a little nudge. And Rodney is going to bank the 3-ball up and down the table, I would assume. Bring it back into play. Well, he doesn't want this, though. It needs to slow up because he's gone. It's come up too far. He's going to have to jack up and maybe try and draw it, but he could also try and stun that 1-ball and nip across to the 3. In fact, he didn't need to. He had the angle, everything was comfortable. That's even better. Well, he's on 98 and a chance of pinching this rack yet. That takes him to 99. Now he wants the outshot into the side pocket, I believe, here. Yeah, he's got to be careful. He was in 2 minds to try and leave it in the side pocket, and now he's just got a thin edge. Oh, this is as thin as you dare. Wafer thin and no more, and he could even miss this. It's so thin. And that's what I'm telling you, commentator's eye. It's so thin that you can miss it. It had to be wafer thin. And on the brink, he's teed it up for Cobra. And that's a fatal move there. But like I said, it was that thin that you had to err on the side of almost missing it, and he did. And that's painful. But after 48 minutes, we have the first rack in the board. And Cobra's got out of jail. No, Stubb isn't in blue because Miasma isn't around. I'm pretty certain that if Miasma was around, he would have been dealt with. But the other thing is that, Stubb doesn't want to hang around to watch these guys to see how the game is played. Because he thinks he's beyond learning. And in actual fact, when it comes to virtual world championships, he's still in the kindergarten against these guys. Well, Rodney, having broke off in rack number 2, needs to make a statement here. Has he blocked himself off in that 5? He might be in trouble already here. No, he's okay. He can just get there. Welcome to Blind Hog. It's amazing all the riffraff that eventually turns up. 2 minutes ago we had Stubb, now we've got Blind Hog. Good afternoon to you. Well, that first rack ended up, it could have went any way. Rodney had it in his hands. The very thin edge on that 1-ball. And he played it too thin. Well, Cobra's got to think that his luck's in, and, well, his luck's in even more. Rodney has played the old sucker scratch. Blind Hog will tell you about them. He does them all the time. Look at that. You'll notice I've got my replay working again. Everything's fixed. Well, Rodney's got to be hurting after that one. Trying to make a big score. And the way he's going, this is going very like his semi-final match. He sort of dried up on the big scoring. But he scored enough to win it. But like I said at the beginning, he's going to have a better scoring ratio here today to win this thing. No, I think I perfected that before you. Goodness knows how many times I've done that. I'm an expert at that. Well, Rodney might have a fair wait here to get back to the table. Now, what's the golden rule with this shot? Don't hit the one full in the face. Hit it half ball, whatever side you hit it, get it into play. Well, what did the commentator say there? He's okay though. The double kiss has given him the 3 ball. He has got the thin cut in the 5 as well if he fancied that. The double kiss you don't want. Now he's got to watch the line of the cue ball here when he's cutting this in. And this looks good. This is nice pace. He's going to have the 3-5 follow up. Well, that's a pity, Coldest Pillow, because it's the first to 4. So get your bloody arithmetic sorted out, please. You're calling it 3-2 when it's the first to 4. What a numpty. Hold your hand up. That just shows you how many of the viewers don't pay attention. I mean, it even tells you up in the HUD. I mean, it says 4 games. The clues are there. We'll put it down as a typo. He hit the 3 button instead of the 4. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. This is looking a bit ominous here for Rodney. Early on in this second rack. Well, if he cuts the 5 ball into the side, he's got to watch the line of the cue ball. Now, he's hit this harder. He's in no man's land. This is not good. The run is 40. He needs a recovery shot. Welcome to Vertical Liquid. Well, Cobra's recovered. Back in business. Well, I said earlier on we had about 6 in the channel. We've now got 15, so everybody's welcome. It's going to be a long night or a long afternoon for you folks. I would think we're going to be here at least 3 hours. That first rack was quite long. It was 48 minutes. But like these two players play at a similar pace, so you'd expect it to be that bit longer. Then, of course, remember the mistakes that we had as well. So they had to score like twice the amount of points they would normally probably score in a rack. Well, that's handy that the 5 ball didn't go in, and he can chip the 5 in and come out into the table and stay below the 5 and play the 5-3. That's the shot. Just needs to come out slightly to the right of the middle line, up and down those diamonds. That's the shot to play. You've just got to get the pace right. He's going 2 rails to do it, but the same thing applies. And that's good. That's pretty much on the button there for that shot. I don't think Ed's ever been in the stream. Somebody drag him into the stream. I've never seen Ed. So the run goes to 65. All is good. Follow up Karam. And again, the 5 ball doesn't go in, which is handy. You know, that 5 ball goes in, he's actually in trouble. Well, a little edge and a rollout onto the 3. Now he needs a recovery pot. I think the 3 ball's gone too far to be trying to thin cut that and letting the cue ball run loose. The run is 73. Now, of course, you'll see at the bottom of the screen I've put the both players' high runs for the tournament. Cobra having stolen the high run off of Rodney by 1 point. And Cobra having the chance right now, if he can keep this going, to try and better that. And commentators curse. No sooner do I say that than he misses the carom. But it is a very good contribution from Cobra. The visit is 78. And Rodney, once again, coming to the table knowing that he has to produce. So that's added pressure to the situation. Yeah, I did call this pillow. I did. Rest in peace, Ray Reardon. He was my hero back in the day. So Rodney, under pressure. And this is dangerous straight off the bat. Catches that 1 ball thin below it. He's going in off. Well, that'll do because he can pot the 5 or pot the 1. The 5 ball's going in its spot, so he's got a dead set carom there anyway. Now again, with these balls being close to the pocket, he's got to watch for double kisses here because strange things can happen. He's got to be careful. Commentator's eye, would you believe it? Well, don't say I don't know what I'm talking about. Watch this. The double kiss, the cue ball, and Rodney suckered himself there because he played that far too heavy. He had to play that gentle. He was obviously trying to get balls into play, but it's a fatal move. If you've played cowboy long enough, you've seen it all too often. And Rodney is at death's door in this rack. Well, he was the finest Welsh player. There was none better than him. I mean, Mark Williams, in the modern day, again, Mark Williams is playing a different game to what Ray Reardon played. But in terms of world titles, Ray Reardon's got that in the bag, having won it 6 times. Mark Williams having won it 3 times. Oh, Rodney's going to be in agony. The disasters are happening too frequent for him. But like I said, he suckered himself with that shot there, played it too heavy. And when you start getting double kisses, well, Cobra misses the carom. Oh, did he? Yeah, this is one of these ones. It's a blind carom there. That cue ball went past that 5 ball, but it counted because I never saw it move. But he's on 90. And he's come around the corner. Well, this is, how often do I say it, last chance saloon in this rack. And you would think Rodney would have to better his high run to really get back into this right now. So the question has been asked of him, can he produce it when it matters in a final against a multiple virtual world champion and also the current virtual cowboy world champion? This is when the questions are asked of you. How good are you? Are you good enough to stand the pressure and stick a score when you need it? We're going to find out. But the way it's gone today for Rodney, I don't hold out a great deal of hope for him. He's finding ways to get himself in trouble, losing stack loads of points. But all you can do is just grind away and keep at it. You're never dead in cowboy. Even though the score looks ugly, you are never dead. No, I didn't. I don't know what was the score. It was. I saw. I started watching the highlights of the match on YouTube, and it was 5-1 to Trump at the time, and Trump was at the table, but I had to give up on it because I had to go and get something to eat and get ready for the stream. So I don't know what the final score was. It looks as if it might have been a heavy defeat or a big win for Trump in the final. What was the score? Was it first to 10? Was it? Oh, the yawning started already, and it's only 7:05. But that's probably because I've had my dinner, because it always sort of sends me to sleep, or puts me in sort of sleep mode for like 20 odd minutes. Is Cold as Pillow still there? I'm waiting for him to tell me the bloody score of the match. What was the final? What was the final result? Well, Rodney only put 13 on the board. Cobra missed the carom. And this is where, Cobra could end up getting stuck. Rodney just has to hope that's what happens, that he doesn't leave him an easy start. It's unlikely it's going to last that long, though, but now he's got another chance. 10-3, aye, well. Looks as if Trump's going to have another hot season. That's a good start. I think he'd have won a fair few £1,000 in that final. That's a major event in China, that. Well, he doesn't want to finish on top of the one. Doesn't want to finish on top of it. This is going to be trouble. Well, he could end up playing the draw from the 1 to the 5. That's probably the safest shot, because trying to play over that to play a force follow in the 5-3, that is really, really difficult. One ball needs to keep going. Give him he's got a pot in the 5, but he wants a little bit more open angle. Something a wee bit easier. But again, you've got to think of where the follow-up shot is here. Got to get into this cue ball a bit. And that needs to keep running to open up the shot. And it has done. That's perfect. Oh, that was only the semi-final? I'm surprised it was a first to 10 in a semi-final. Well, I won't probably see any of that. Well, I might see some of the second session of that match if I remember when I get home tomorrow, because I'm working to 12:30, so I won't see the morning or the what they call the afternoon session. It's actually the morning session our time. I think it starts about 7:00 in the morning. Aye, I've just realised I could watch a sneaky wee bit of it on my phone. The only problem with that is I'd be in the middle of a job at the time doing it, because our shift starts at 6:00 and the match starts at 7, so I can't do that in the middle of while I'm working. I might have to go to the toilet a few times tomorrow, and that way you can sit in the pan and watch the snooker that way for 10 minutes. I might have to have an upset stomach tomorrow when I go to work. That's a good idea. That's the game plan. Yeah, I'm going to have to I've been to the bathroom about 3 or 4 times. Upset stomach. I don't know what I ate last night. Oh, here he comes again. Well, he should be fine for the carom. He's just got to watch the pace again with this. And he got the one ball thick enough. So now is Stubb in the stream? Is he in this? He must be in the stream. Somebody check the list of people in the chat, because he must be in there, because there's no way he knows what I'm talking about if he's not listening. He's watching in the stream under a different name, probably. Why doesn't he type his bullshit in the chat in the stream rather than in the bloody room? He's got no sense at all, the boy. Well, Rodney's visit ends in 39. Cobra, once again, has nothing simple. The 3 ball's going to be running. He's playing the draw to get to the 5. And he's sitting good. The 3 balls come round into play. That's no good though. Well, he's got to play either the thin edge of the 1 to the 3 or go 3 rails. So, but look at where the 3 is now. It's out the game, sitting there. So now it's hard work. He's on 95. Is he thinking he can get a draw off that to the 5? It's right on the knuckle. Well, a big up and down, dangerous carom to the 1 here. And he's going to try and nip around the corner, sharpish to get to the 5. And that was well played. But look at the cue ball on the brink of disaster. But he keeps his 4 points. And it's a long force follow to get started. Oh, tell a lie, it's an open table, of course, because I'm thinking he's in the caroms as well. Brain fart. But he definitely needs a carom now. And got to get that 3 ball dealt with. But this is not a comfortable start for him where he's sitting. And that takes care of the 3, although the 1 ball's now dead. Well, first opportunity he wants that 1 ball dealt with. But he hasn't quite got into line yet for it, but he probably will soon enough. I mean, I think his possibility, the 1's not close enough, I think. Is he trying to run it off the 1? No, he isn't. He's played the common sense shot and made sure of the 5. And he's still okay for the follow-up carom, so there'll be a time where he should eventually get there and get it into play. Still not yet though. I wouldn't even contemplate doing anything with that there. Got to pot the 5 or the 3. If he pots the 3, obviously it's up in its spot. If he pots the 5 and drags the pace off this cue ball, well, this has to come up good. He's going to have to play the draw. The old 1 pocket slim. Oh, he managed to be able to squeeze it to the 1, but well, we know what he's potting now. I can't believe he's going to leave that 1 ball there. unless he finds a good line for the 5 to the 1, but it's a bit thin looking. Now he can stay below the 3 and try and get to the 1. And that's the plan, I think. He's got either or. He still might play the 3 to the 5. But the longer that 1 ball stays there, the more likely he'll need it. He just hasn't quite found that opportunity to just land in the rail. It's more than likely the 1's going to come out from a carom. Well, now he's got the 3 ball on its spot. He can play the 3 and stay above the 3 for the 3-1. Oh, tell a lie. I forgot. He's an 88. I've just realised he's an 88. He can't play the 3. Yeah, I just looked at the HUD there. Again, I made a mistake the players make. I'm too busy looking at the lie of the table and opportunities and forgetting about the score. That's why he couldn't do anything. So he did the right thing in getting separation there. Cobra going to that 3. Oh, look at where the 1 ball's finished. This is good. He's on 97. Now, he might have to check the cue ball a bit here if he's trying to go thin edge of the 5 to actually still hit that 1. I think he would have to put right hand English in the cue ball to stop it opening out past the 1. And you've got to get the thin edge of that 5 to be able to do that. And that's, magnified, the difficulty's magnified even more. He's trying to go the 2 rails. Oh, look at the 5 ball. A disaster. Look at that 5. In it goes. And Rodney breathes again. And Rodney's now got his chance if he can keep these balls clustered together, because he's potting the 1. That will get him in 90. He'll have an easy follow-up carom as long as he gets the cue ball right. And if we can just keep these tight. So it's all about shaping the object ball and the cue ball. Now that's a complete disaster there straight away. He's going to have to kick the 2 of these. Trying to go around the back of the 3, is he? Or is he trying to overcut the 3 and come up and back into the 1 and 5? Oh dear, he's missed it. It's still quite a big target to miss that at that distance. And of course, the worst thing about it is Cobra's probably going to be out here. Takes him to 97. Got to bank the 3 back up to the 1. Well, he's not. I'm surprised he didn't do that, because this is going to get separation here doing this shot. But he's played it well. Managed to coax the 3 ball back across. Oh, watch the 5 ball. Let's get out of the way. Now, this is not a simple out. There's no way he's playing out into the side pocket. He's got to play up table as a force follow this one ball, and these are difficult to judge. He's got to take a fair chunk of that one ball, and that's perfect. Perfect. And so Cobra, with the outshot, has a 2-0 lead after 1 hour and 21 minutes. That is the winning shot. So off into rack number 3, and it's Cobra breaking off, and he can really wrap up the pressure now if he can put a score on right from his first visit. Yeah, I'm just going to go. I'm going to come out of the stream just now on my phone so I can go to what do you call it? BBC Sport and see how the Irishman's doing. Oh, Lowry slipped back. He must have had a disaster. Horschel's in the lead, 5 under. Brown, the Englishman, on 5 under. Schauffele, the American. Well, the first guy in front is the American. Schauffele's in 4 under. Rose in 4 under. Where the hell's Lowry went to? Well, he's away back to 3 under. So he said well, he did. He had a disaster at the. I saw it before I came online, or before I started the live stream. He was at the postage stamp, and he ended up in the bunker, the big coffin, and he had to get out. I never saw him play in the shot, but he obviously dropped 2 or 3 shots there. Yeah, so that was a disaster for him. But it's anybody's. It's anybody's that a whole chunk of players can win this tomorrow. Cobra moves on to 22 in the early stages. I think the high run for the match tonight is 78 so far. I think that one from Cobra. Oh, I think he's got that wrong, has he? No, he's fine. He's landed perfect. He's good for the follow-up as well now. Run goes to 36. Dangerous. Got to watch the cue ball here. He's played the pot, he's not playing the carom. He was contemplating the 5 ball, but that's a dangerous angle, that 5 ball. Now he doesn't want to keep going because he'll be in dead line. Oh, he's had a nudge. Oh, what a bonus that was, because he's now perfect for the force follow to the 3. Or he can just nip the 1 to the 5, so he got a lucky roll there. You need that little bit of help now and again, just to keep you going. And Rodney would have been hoping that cue ball was just going to come plain sailing through there and finish dead. But no such luck. Well, I think unless he's dead straight in the 5 ball, he can roll through and leave the 3-1. And that will get the 1 ball out of there. And that's perfect. So a little roll through, I think. Let's have a look at that 5 ball. Well, there is a bit more of an angle on it. Yeah, that's why he didn't like it. The cue ball would have been opening up a bit too much. Now this is a tricky one. Yeah, it's tricky, and that's because of the angle and how much of that 5 ball you have to take to get the force follow hit. So the run ends on 62. And it seems to be that so far, when Rodney's coming to the table, he's really having to chase Cobra's tail down every time. He's not really been in front in any of these racks. He's having to chase him down, and it's so far been asking too much of him because he's made mistakes when he has been in. Hence why he's ended up been 2-0 behind in this match. Welcome to Mark. Well, we're already an hour and 40 minutes into this final. First to 4. And it will be a very long night if Rodney finds his feet. But he's got an awful lot of work to do. Well, you'll have heard, Mark, the passing of Ray Reardon at the age of 91, one of my snooker heroes, 6-time world champion. Oops. Welcome to Tam. Yeah, he was always, when he would always have a laugh and a joke. He never, he took it serious, or else he wouldn't have won 6 world titles. But he was a very mild-mannered, pleasant guy. Worked in, of course, he's got all the history of a typical Welsh snooker player. He worked in the mines, he worked in the pits, and then, oh dear, Rodney on 15 misses the carom, and then he went into the police force, and probably all the while he was working in the mines and the police force, he was down the snooker club. And it wasn't that long ago that I said on one of the streams that, in fact, maybe say 3 months ago, that Ray Reardon at the age of 91 made a century. I mean, how many 90-year-olds make a century at snooker? Well, Cobra on the brink already of 3-0 here. He just needs to mind his business, get himself into the business end of the rack, and he's going to be strong favourite once again to stretch this lead. Well, I have to say that Rodney's had his poorest 2 matches at the wrong end of the tournament. He's ended up winning the semi-final, which, like I said earlier, it was a bit flattering that he had that 3-1 win, because he didn't play all that well. He didn't score all that well. And today he's in the same sort of mode, which doesn't help when you're up against the champion. Cobra won't touch that 5-ball. I mean, although it would take him to 90, he'll take the simpler shot. He's looking at it and looking at it. Well, he's made his mind up. It's not a gimme. He knows he's going to be set up for the carom, though, if he gets it. And he has done. And he's good to go. Well, the 5-ball was the tougher ball, and it was the right shot because of the line the cue ball was taking. I would have probably chickened out and took the 3 and then got my arithmetic wrong. Well, this is where you play the 3-ball and you try and, well, he's not hitting it hard enough, but see, I would have maybe hit that so the 5-ball got to the rail. But this will work. But I think it's just about being patient, because you would reckon that his opportunities are going to come, even if Rodney does get back to the table. He's a mile behind. Always fell short. But the run is 33, which takes him right into the middle of the caroms. 95 is on. So it's really only a matter of time, unless Rodney pulls something out the hat here. Oh, that was a feather edge, and I don't think he got it. Or did he? Yes, he did. It was one of them. It was one of them nobody sees, only the VP4 referee sees it. It was so thin. but it counted, and that's all that matters. Although he's not sitting good here, he's going to have to play a good recovery pot. And it's just one shot too many. And again, Cobra's left with an easy start. And he really wants to. I think this is too thin. Now let me have a look. I think he can get to the back of that 3. Yeah, that's a shot, because that's the way you want it to go. Get that 3 ball out of there, and he's got another easy follow-up here. 1 ball's isolated way up table. And risky shot now. He's going thin off the 3 to the 5. 2 rails. Doesn't like the look of it from that angle, but it looks fine to me. Oh aye. Easy shot, but he's hit it the wrong side. Oh, look at where the 3 ball's gone though. That's exactly what you want. That takes him to 98. Banking the 3 up the table. He's got to watch the 3 doesn't pot the 5, which it won't. Oh, this is dodgy. He's got the 1 ball in the edge to the rail into these 2 balls. He's going to get a hit, but he doesn't want to get too many. That's why he's playing the single hit, because if he'd actually gone to the rail, he could end up with 2 caroms, and that would have blown him out of the water. He'd have overscored. Well, this is not a difficult out. This for 3 racks to 0. And in it goes. So simple. Well, if ever you're on the rack, it's now. The noose is tightening for Rodney. And it's a long road back, to the extent that it's probably too much to ask for Rodney to win 4 racks in a row here to get out of this hole. And straight away, he's dead in the water. And this is 2 straight. And he was hoping to get the run through onto the 3. And that's even more frustration for him. Well, Cobra is an easy street here. He's relaxed now. There's no pressure on him. All he has to do is just mind his business. Take it when it's there. And sooner or later he's going to fall over the line. The amazing thing about it is Cobra doesn't so much as give Cowboy a second thought for 12 months since last year. He plays it, he enters the tournament, he finds the way to play it, and he sticks with that rule, and he wins the title. He comes back this year, a year after having played Cowboy, didn't play any at all during the year, and he does the same again by the look of it. And look at what happens to Rodney. He's killed himself again here. He's dead straight. He's got to go multi-rails here to get to the 1. I wouldn't be going that way though. I have no clue what he's looking at there. He's trying to go to, I mean, that was by such a huge margin. He's missed the bloody 5 ball. I know what that's a play on, Mark. There's only me and you probably know that. You know, that's a little hint to. Tam knows as well. You've got to be a certain age to get that reference. That's a reference to Trigger's broom. He's had it for so many years, and he's had that many brush heads replaced and that many shafts. I still bust out laughing whenever I think it was Marlene when Marlene finally fell pregnant, and I think they were in the bar, they were in the pub, and I think that was when Trigger says, "What is it he said again? They're going to call. They're going to. Did he say something like they're going to call the baby? They're going to call the baby Rodney after Dave, or something daft like that." He kept calling Rodney Dave. John Sullivan, who wrote the series, there's characters like that. He had characters like that in his life where, there was somebody who always thought somebody was called something else. They never ever knew their first name. And Trigger was that character that he brought to Only Fools and Horses. Remember when Del Boy pushed Rodney into the lake to go and catch this butterfly, and Rodney, after he ends up going in the lake, he eventually goes out and catches the butterfly, so he's got it cupped in his hands, and he comes out and he's standing in the footpath, and there's Denzel coming along with his big ghetto blaster on his shoulder, on his skates, his roller skates, come past Rodney, fist pumps him in the hand and crushes the bloody the rare butterfly. And then the episode when Gary comes into it, that's all he says all episode. Gary. "This is Rodney's friend," says Del Boy. "Go on then, what's his name?" Del Boy comes out and says, "Gary." So, Cobra off and running again. 29, watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball. Oh, on the brink of disaster. And he gets away with it. And that might be a bad sign for Rodney, with Cobra getting away with that one, because this could be any score at the end of this visit now. And Saturday Night Live doubles, which never now goes ahead, is starting in 15 minutes. Yeah, that's the line, aye. Something like that. I knew the line was something, but I couldn't remember what it was. They're calling it Rodney after Dave. Oh dear. I remember when what's his name? What was the name of the copper? And he hires the room upstairs, and Trigger's standing there. Oh dear. Oh, well, Cobra breaks down in 38, and this is probably, believe it or not, this is the best chance that Rodney's had in the match here, because Cobra's only got 38 on the board. Rodney has actually got a chance here to finish up in the lead in this rack. Jim Broadbent, yeah. Yeah, but what was his character's name again? I can't. What the hell was he called? I mean, I know all of the characters. I just can't bloody remember them. If you give me his character's initial, I'll tell you his name. Slater. I've thought of it. Too late. Slater. Roy Slater. That was his character's name. And then that was the one. That was the funny one. There's Uncle Albert sitting in the chair. I think he's just come out of his bed because there's something going on in the living room, and Albert comes in, and Slater's found out that Rachel's been put up the duff by a trotter, and there's Albert, Uncle Albert, scratching his head, half asleep, saying, "Who's Rachel?" Oh dear. Who's Rachel? Oh, one of the funniest episodes where Albert, has landed in the cellar of the pub. Remember that one? And then it goes to court. and and Albert had been in the paratroopers or something. So you learn how to land when you're landing in a parachute. You learn how to fall so you don't break a bone. And the lawyer for the defence starts saying, "Are you the same Albert Trotter who in 1953 fell down the stairs in the such and such ship in at so and so?" He reels off a whole list of them where he'd been doing the same bloody scam. Oh. Well, in the meantime, Cobra has found himself back at the table. Rodney can't score. And Cobra now is just going to sail away into the sunset. What the hell are you still? What are you still doing in that room, Mr. Hogg? Do you even realise you're still in the room? So the match has been on for an hour and 50 minutes. It's going to be a short final if it carries on like this. That's going too wide. So Rodney is still within touch. And it's all over in terms of the visit. No score. Why didn't he just pot the one? Was he on a carom there? I thought that was him coming to the table. Why didn't he just pot the one and get started at least? Well, I think Cobra now is at the point where he wants to really get this done and dusted, get to 90, and just take it from there. He doesn't want to be giving Rodney any encouragement, any more opportunities. He just wants to get it done. I think Cobra was expecting something a lot tougher than this. He's had a very comfortable evening so far. I don't know what rack it was. Was it rack 2 that Rodney got into the caroms with him, and then I think he'd have run a maybe 3 or 4, and then he blew that. That was the point where he was almost on the coattails of Cobra, but that was so near yet so far. And since then he's not been at the races at all. And that's opened up again, so he's back at the table again. And he's in a similar situation to where he was the last time. This time potting the 5 rather than trying the carom, but he's not sitting in good shape. I think he might be okay for the 5-1. It's thin. He can play the force follow, but again, you've got to get that line or it opens up too much. And commentator's eye, he's done it again. And I think that's pretty much going to be it. I can't see Cobra not getting to 90 here. And the little bonus carom gives Cobra the open table. And he might be able to get the same shot again here. I don't know whether that was on with the 3 ball there if he played the force follow, whether the 3 ball's on line to the pot as well. We'll soon find out. And I think he's less inclined to play it, though. He's more comfortable playing the 1 and maybe just running through for the 5-3. Takes him to 74. Right, Tam, see you later. Tam said enough. Well, we are 6 minutes away from the top of the hour, and the Saturday Night Live doubles probably isn't going ahead again, which is disappointing. It's a good 8-ball doubles tournament, and everybody seems to be scared to play doubles. I don't understand it. Well, Cobra on 86, needing a carom, not sitting great. But again, there's a 2-way shot on here, but he's never going to play that. And he's trying to sort of draw towards the 1 there. Well, I've said this on more than one occasion tonight, but this is last chance saloon for Rodney. And again, he's sitting completely ugly here. This is horrible. He can't get a comfortable, easy start. He's having to produce a pot here. Or is he trying to... Yes, he is. But again, you know, these at distance are not simple pots. But Cobra's got a problem because he can't pot the 5, being on 86. He could have a go at banking the 3. The 3's a good bank. I think he'll fancy that every day of the week. He could bank the 1. But I'd be more inclined to have a go at the bank and the 3 and hold the cue ball up there. He's trying to play a 2-way carom to start with, but I think the 3 was a far better bank. It's comfortably off that top rail. So yeah, he's given Rodney a very slim and flimsy lifeline here. Yeah, we only ever, well, in VP4 that is, we only ever had, when we did the first Cowboy World Championship in VP4, we had it on the 9-footer. I mean, the 10-footer's obviously a bigger challenge with it being, alternate. It's certainly the table to play it on, no doubt about that. Yeah, it's definitely the 10-footer. Well, that's 88, and he's got an open table, and he's probably, well, this is a very thin feather edge in the 3 to get the carom in the 1, because the open table allows him to do either or, and he's missed a hit though. Well, this is sort of a forlorn hope for Rodney, and that's immediately killed the 3 ball. And he's got to try and get that out of there, which he has done. Saw the problem, had the option or the opportunity to immediately deal with it and got it done. And again, misses the follow-up carom, and it's all too short and sweet. Cobra on 89 plays the bank, and that's very well done, because that sets him up for the 1-5. So now he's on the home stretch, 2 furlongs to go, and he can see the finishing line. Oh dear, what a miss that was. I don't think there'll be much harm done with it though. No, it might be Uncle Albert that's playing. I think Damien would have. Oh dear. Well, if it don't rain, it pours. The double kiss again off the 1 ball, and Rodney scratched. And Cobra has an easy start, and this could be all over right here and now. He needs a nice little run through the caroms. So it's looking likely that not only is Cobra going to retain his title, but he's also going to have the high run for the whole of the event. Well, now there's separation between them, so now it becomes more difficult. You need to try and get a recovery carom to bring a ball back into play, and this is it, although he hasn't got the carom to the 1. And Rodney once again has another lifeline. but he's not making enough in the progress of it. Way back on 46. And Cobra already into the meat and drink of this carom phase for the match and the title, or retention of the title. Oh, he's still got a pot. He'll have the 1 to the 5. Well, this is no good. That's a terrible shot. I mean, he's got the carom, but you don't want that at distance. I thought he would have stayed below the 1 to play the 1-5 there, but maybe he's just loosening up now and just going to let it go. A forlorn hope. Well, just a gentle roll up the rail here and stay there for the 3-5. Again, the cue balls come out a lot further than he would want, because this is where you're having to stun to the 5 ball rather than just run off the 3 to the 5 ball. And the cue ball then ends up running loose doing that. And again, he's going to need a pot. Five ball, or the 3 to the 5 ball would be the next shot just to get the 5 ball back in business. He's overcut the 3. And, you know, that cut down the rail is not a gimme at the distance. And getting out of shape, ends the run in 26. He's still 23 behind. And I think this time Rodney's the one that's left it not as a gimme, but Cobra playing the big one pocket slim draw. Gets himself off and running. He's got a follow up to come. And if he's going to be aggressive, he's going to send this 1 ball up the table, because it's taken a very good line towards the 5, and it just needs to keep going. And that'll do nicely. Now, a nice little edge here, and it could be game, set, and match. So he could. He's trying to get into the back of it, and that's the shot, because again, you don't want to be playing direct to the ball when it's got enough room to get to the back of it. So that takes him on to 97. Oh, he hasn't hit it. I think he sort of bottled out a wee bit there, didn't want to overdo it. So the run ends on 4. He's on the brink. Well, I think this is one last final chance for Rodney to get to the caroms and try and chase Cobra down just one more time. But the only problem is this time he really has to do it. Because I very much doubt he's going to get many more opportunities. I think if he fails here, I think Cobra will have it all done and dusted, provided he's left with some sort of starter. And he's in trouble already here. This needs to spin a big bit, and it has done. That was well done. So he's into the caroms, and this is not a good position. This has got scratch written all over it, this shot here. He's trying to play the draw, but that needed draw and bottom English, maybe bottom right, to get that to punch into the 5. Well, I think the edge off the 3 ball, this is a fairly straightforward hit in the 5. Cobra moving on to 98. So this will be a stun. 5 ball going up and down the table. And, well, he would like to play the 3-1 now. Can he push the 3 to the beyond the pocket? I think he can. And he might be sitting very nicely, depending on the hit he gets in this one for the outshot. Oh, is he getting there? Yes, he is. And he can stun into this bottom right-hand corner pocket here. Or is he in line for the draw? Oh, that's even better. I mean, this is as good as a gimme. So this for the title for the second year in a row, but he's overdone it. And the 1 ball has gone in. So Cobra on the brink. And it's yet again one more chance for Rodney. And he's not sitting easy here. Oh, welcome to bed, Ed. Well, you took your time. This World Championship final is all but over. But Rodney has one last chance here. And the 1 ball is sitting wide open, exposed here, and he's got to get. Oh, I think he's disconnected, or has he? Well, this is all or nothing to get a hit here, and then he's just got to hope the 1 ball finishes ugly. And it's not easy to play a safety. He could try banking the 5 and falling behind the 5 to snooker Cobra to try and stay alive. But if he's going all out for it here, he has to get the hit. And he's got the hit, and that's hit perfect. Not really interested in Cowboy. You're regretting you didn't sign up to this bedhead. I think you would enjoy this quite a bit. I mean, all those opportunities for the bedhead cut shots you'll get in this game. Five ball needs to keep going. It needs to keep going. I think he's looking. Oh, it doesn't need to go that far though. Oh, now he's in trouble. But he's He's got to get a ball to a rail, remember. That's the first priority. Look, this is going to hit the 5. He's going to have to get this very tight. Oh, he's played it well. He is hanging on by his fingernails. Takes him to 99, and this is the biggest shot of the match for Rodney. It's all or nothing in this to get to 100. He's playing the big draw to the 5. The problem, though, is look at the yardage he's got in this one ball. It's going to be a big stun to this right-hand corner pocket. Good odds in this going in, but he can't draw this too much. He's got to let the stun take the... What the hell's he doing? He's going awful thin in this. Right. Now that's better. And that is very well done by Rodney. He has pulled one out the hat there. That runner 9 to pinch it when Cobra had the outshot. And he had what looked like a very easy outshot, and Cobra missed it. And for the first time tonight, Rodney has proved that he can produce it when it mattered. But is it all too late? That was very well done. Under all the pressure you could have in a final. A run of 9 when he needed it, and the table was not running pretty for him. You know, every shot was on a knife edge, and he got the job done. And that miss by Cobra on that outshot. I mean, this match could have been in the bag, and now Cobra's going to have to go however long it might take. We're 2 hours and 13 minutes into the final. Still, Cobra's got it too thin. Now Cobra, for the first time tonight, having broke off in rack number 5, has only put 12 on the board. And this is where, if Rodney does get his act together, well, I think he's gone ugly straight away here, has he? No, he's okay. But if he can put a run together and get to these caroms, I don't think, I mean, Rodney's been nowhere near the caroms before Cobra. Not even in that last rack. And if he can rank up something here, it might just put those little doubts, maybe a wee bit more stress on Cobra, because it was all going so good, and then he misses that outshot for the title. Oh, well, that's what you call a 2-in-1 shot. He missed the upshot to the 3, and straight down onto the one, and he's come up smelling of roses there. When he's probably deserved that wee bit of luck there with all the disasters that he's had. Right, well, I'm thinking, 2.25 hours with another rack that might take another, between 30 and 45 minutes, depending how it goes. It could be a very long night. But Rodney has finished up in 30 again. That's not good enough. And he's been haunted by his last two performances in this tournament. But no sooner have I said that, Cobra's got himself in trouble. Trying to get the run onto that three. Oh, and what about that for a bit of luck? Now there's a bit of jamminess. And Rodney will be sick at that. Look at this. Look at the one ball. Boom. Onto the three. Oh, Cobra, I'll tell you, he must have stepped in something today. He definitely did. Right, well, thanks for your company, Bedhead. Don't let the door hit you in the arse when you leave. Bedhead can't stand the pressure. Now you've got to ask the question, what's Cobra going to end up on this after that bit of luck that he had? Right, this is something I never ask people to do because all of these other streamers do it for the algorithm for YouTube. Just take a second and give the stream a like. I know there's only 12 people watching, but if 12 of you give it a like, or at least 4 of you can be bothered to do it, please do it. It does help the YouTube algorithm for anybody who's maybe interested in sports. It might just send a signal out to 1 or 2 people who might be interested. It's not a lot to ask. And maybe if you hit the bell icon as well, you'll get a notification when I do go live. Now, what that means is you could be sitting there with your phone in your armchair and you're watching some crap in the telly that you don't really want to be watching, and it might turn out that there's a tournament match comes up that you might fancy watching. Now, obviously, whenever I do go live, you get alerts. but you can just ignore the ones that you're not interested in. But that way you won't miss a live stream match if you happen to want to watch it. So you click the like, give it a thumbs up, and then hit the bell so that you know when I'm live. Well, Cobra has already washed away the 30 points that Rodney scored. Cobra now in the lead. Well, this is the old sucker scratch angle, folks. But you see, Cobra knows that, and that's why he's played it at that draggy pace. That draggy pace kills the cue ball so that when he gets the connection, it's not going to leak off and scratch. He actually hit that 3 ball perfectly. Well, I think there's a good thing about Cobra if he goes on to win this. It's the fact that he's going to have 2 titles in a row, and I don't mean good for him in that sense. Okay, it is good. It's good on his record because he's chasing Albinario all the time. But the other reason is that when it comes around to the anniversary again next year, touch wood that we're all still here and VP4 still here. That might inspire Albinario to get himself into this and just to annoy Cobra, if you know what I mean. I think Albinario, seeing Cobra winning this twice, might be fired up come next year, and maybe 1 or 2 others. I mean, there's Bedhead who said he doesn't fancy this, but probably Cobra didn't either when he signed up last year, and then very quickly found the way to do it. So Bedhead's got to give it a chance. In fact, I'm going to wind up the both of them when it gets nearer the time. When the next one of these comes around, I'm going to keep digging at them. Well, the run is 54 and 55 and counting. Cobra moves on to 67. So again, he's putting himself in a very strong position. Almost over the line in that last rack. 1 shot to get out, and he misjudged it. And Rodney's response was a run out of 8 to pinch the rack and survive at least 1 more rack. But he's going to have hard work again if he's going to get back to the table in the not too distant future. He's going to have a long haul to get back in this. Well, that's probably one of the Cobra's worst shots of the night, because that was a pot and he overcut that by a country mile. And I think he just lost focus there. Again, thinking about the follow-up carom, and I think he possibly ended up getting himself 2 straight, almost on the 5 spot there. But nevertheless, the run of 57 comes to an end. Rodney is not out of it yet. Well, this situation should focus the mind. Well, the next big thing is now the Olympics. When do they start? Do they start next week, or I don't even know when they start, but we're going to have Olympics morning, noon, and night. Or Olympics, as I like to say, Limpiks. That's stubbish. And the interesting thing that I read somewhere the other day, I can't remember where I read it, whether it was the sport pages of the BBC, but I think there are 25, was it 25 Chinese swimmers coming to the event? I could be wrong, but I think it was about 25. I'm not even sure whether it was swimmers. I think it was swimmers. 25 of them are coming to the event, right? And all 25 of them were all banned for doping. You've got to laugh. You've got to laugh. They were all banned for doping, and yet they're all coming to the Olympics. They're all in the Chinese team. Who says money doesn't pay? Money is no object in business and Olympics. You can buy your way into them, no matter how corrupt you are. Well, Rodney is visit again all too short and sweet. I've said that all night as well. And of course, Cobra now favourite to get to the Carams. And well, he won't be wanting to make the same mistake this time around. Well, Trump's a perfect example of that. I mean, a convicted felon. He was never going to prison. He then gets the judge then lets him off the hook in the other charges the other day. The Americans love a winner. They love a hero. And you've got Joe Biden, who hasn't a clue what he's doing, the poor guy. He's recuperating from COVID. I think they're just keeping him out of the way, to be honest with you. I think they come up with a good excuse there. You know, take him out of the limelight at the moment. And you've then got like 30 odd Democrats trying to convince Joe Biden to give it up. I'll tell you that right now, there is no hope in hell of Stubb ever winning any snooker world championship. No way would that ever happen. Well, Cobra now on 90. He's got a force follow, I think, without potting the 3. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's fine. Trying to bring it up towards the 5. Needs a bump. Didn't get it. Well, I've tried to get somebody to deal with Stubb, but that person hasn't responded to my message on the phone, so there is no admins around to deal with him, or he would have been dealt with a long while ago. Probably 2.5 hours ago, as a matter of fact. We're now 2.5 hours into the match. Cobra with a healthy lead. Just gonna, as he's thinking about cutting the 5 there and banking to the 3 there off the long rail. I think he's a dead straight on that. No, he played it. Did he get that there? No, he didn't. And Rodney's got an ugly set up here. So Cobra's run ends in 24, but He's not quite into the meat of the caroms yet, only in 93. And again, Rodney has a chance to chase him down. Now, it's so important in this visit, he really has to get to 90. And when you know that in your head, you're then under so much pressure to keep that cue ball in control and keep the other balls in control as well. He knows that. He knows the obvious that he has to get to these caroms now to have a chance. And when you get that on your shoulders, it's a tall order. And he might need that little bit of luck as well, somewhere along the line here. And this is finished awkward, I think. On a pot, and one of these testy angles. These are easy according to Steve. And that's going to catch the knuckle, is it? Or is it going to get in? And it just caught the knuckle. But at least, as far as Rodney's concerned, the one ball's out of play. I'm going to have to get an end screen scene made up. I haven't got an end screen made up yet for the live stream. I'll do that at some point. Well, it was always going to be tough with just the two balls on the table. Cobra got the one carom though. That's all that matters as far as he's concerned. But he's still not really away from Rodney. And this is no good. Where's the cue ball going? And this is horrible. It is a 2-in-1 shot if he's going to hit it hard enough. He's got to give it a chance, I feel. He's just playing it dead weight. But he's got it. Takes him to 70. And got to hold it together here. Doesn't want to do that though. And it's gone horribly wrong again. Anybody that says cowboy is easy is a liar. They've never been in this situation like this. So easy to get yourself out of line. And there you go. And what's worse is all of these balls are in play and Cobra has a force follow to start. Now, how hard can he hit this one? Not a lot hard because this is a bank, this one ball. Well, he's actually squeezing it to the rail sooner rather than later. But the one ball is almost dead where it's sitting again, so Cobra might just have to make do with the one here. And if Cobra doesn't get a hit here, you've got to think that it's definitely Rodney's last chance to get to 90. Well, this is going to spin into the back. 5 balls coming reasonably good. Well, I think he can manufacture a hit here. And what's more, that if he can actually keep working these two balls, he's got the easiest out shot you could ask for. where that one ball's sitting. Well, not from this situation though. This is not good. He can get one here onto the one ball, but he's knocking it even more dead. And he's reluctant to do it. He's trying to overcut the three. I think he can get the. I think he can overcut the three and get to the five. I don't think there's much doubt in that. But a gentle roll to the one, and the one ball is still good. Now, can he get the one out there? He might double kiss this, but it could be the winning move. He could bank the five and draw to the long rail and bump the one from this side. He's got to look at the line the five's going, that it's not banking into the other top corner up there. Well, if he's going to try and get that five from there, he's going to have to jack up. He's trying to skim the three, and he's got it. That takes him to 99. Now what does he do? I mean, he can try and risk one more hit that it comes up good, and he can be just staring down the barrel in this one ball in a second. It's got to be feather light touch though. If he gets this good and that one ball stays there or thereabouts, he could just have a straight little simple follow in for the title. Well, they don't come much easier than that. So this to be the 2024 Virtual Cowboy World Champion. And there you go. So after 2 hours and 40 minutes there, almost, Cobra defends his title. And he is the champion again. And he also has the high run for the tournament. I'll say well done both, unless Rodney's left the building. In fact, he has. So, that is yet another title in the bag for Cobra. In fact, talking of titles, let's just look at the event bracket and we'll see what the hell happened there. We will see where the money went. So, those in 7th and 8th got 325 V dollars. For those 5th and 6th, they got 450. For those in 4th place, they got 610. So that is one pocket slim. And for the losing semi-finalist, who was VP Monster, he got 815. And as far as the final goes, oh, don't start this crap. As far as the final goes, you've got Cobra, the winner, with 2,440 V dollars, and runner-up Rodney, 1,220. If we look at the stats, not as far as the tournament goes, because the stats really mean not much, but if we look at the champions and we look down, we can see that Albinario has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that 13 titles? I think I counted that right. I might be wrong. And then you've got, these are just in alphabetical order. You've got Allenville on 2, Keith on 2, 3, 4, Barker's with his 2 titles in the snooker, Bedhead on there with 1, Cobra with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's still 5 behind Albinario. And then you've got all the other ones. You've got Elite, who was Concentrator, who was Patrick, who won the 9-ball in VP3 one year. You've got Glenn with his 2 titles. He won the snooker and the 9-ball. You've got the German guy, Kerr or Kier or however, who won the 1 cushion tournament. Lobster guy won the 9-ball at one point in VP3. Mal won the 10-ball. You've got Marcellus, Moz won the snooker. Bill won the straight pool. Mr. Strocum won 8-ball. Stubb, way back in 2010, 14 years ago, when Stubb won the 9-ball world title in VP3. You get Semi-Pro with his 2 titles. Sharky 9, who won the snooker. You've got Yamaguchi Taru, who won the 9-ball. Acero, who won that straight pool, got to the final of the 3 cushion as well, remember, back to back. You've got Baker Maker won the Cowboy, which was on the 9-foot table. Chiku, who won the 3 cushion championship recently. Dao Ombre, who won the snooker world title in 2016. You've got Vince Says, who won the 10-ball, pinching it off Stubb, winning those last 3 racks to beat Stubb. Stubb had a chance for the match and blew it. And finally, you've got Mal down there. How come Mal's out of order here? Because Mal's there with a capital M, and then he's down there. So you've got Mal, who won the 9-ball. Well, it was a US Open thing. It was a handicap one. I didn't notice that. I never remembered that one, but that was back in 2016. So Cobra's still got a fair bit to go to catch up with Albinario. It's the 2 best players in Virtual Pool 4 that are generally battling for these titles. So it's a good end to the tournament for Cobra. He would have wanted to finish sooner, but I don't know what the next one's due up. We might have a look at that at some point. But I suppose the other thing I could do before I go, in case you all get bored, is just have a quick look and see how the snooker's doing. Because I have no clue after last night's matches, but let's have a look and see what we have. We've still got Tarek with Bankster, and they're due to go at 7 o'clock on Monday evening. And that'll be a race to 6. That's in the 1 loss. In fact, tell a lie, it's the 1 loss side. I think it'll be a race to 4. So I may well cover that on Monday, unless Slim's around. I don't know. Slim might want to be playing 9-ball doubles, to be honest with you. In fact, if Slim is around and then there's others around, I might not even do it. So that is it, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. We were maybe expecting a closer battle than we got, but nevertheless, there's 1 champion, Cobra back to back. Very well done to him. Are we ever going to find out who Rodney is? Well, that remains to be seen, but thanks for your company, guys. We'll see you again soon. I'll bid you good night and take care, and thanks for joining. And we will see you very soon.